Hi Lucy, I hope you're well. A few ideas for your 8-year-olds. I know you've got a party coming up with 8s, so just a few ideas to get you through that situation. First of all, if it were me, I would start with a bit of extra disco, so don't just rely on your normal kind of 5 minutes, but you can play up to 15 minutes. Play 4 or 5 chart songs, including Gangnam Style, and they will be absolutely fine with that. Do some bubbles, even do some snow at the early stage as well. And that'll be great. And those 20 minutes will really take the pressure off you for later on. You won't feel it doing the show because you only have 40 minutes to fill rather than having a whole hour to fill. So the next thing that you can do is your meter. And what I do is, if there's a mixture of boys and girls, I try and do it with the boys. I'm not quite sure why I do that, but I find the boys are a bit better, kind of receptive to this. So once I've done my shouting, and I've done my brainometer, and I've done the mind reading, my next one will be called a kissometer. And I get 5 boys, I choose 5 boys to come and stand up the front. And if you imagine that is your Punch and Judy booth, I get them to stand in a line along there. And then what I then do, well, you might be the other way around. No, you'll probably that way around. So they're in a line along there, get your meter there, and this, just pretend this is the end of the microphone of your meter, and you tell them this machine is now a kissometer, and it can check how many girls you've ever kissed. You put the yellow bit onto your lips, and the machine will count how many girls you've kissed. But first of all, you have to practice the pucker up, and you get them to do this, like that. So you get them to practice that, and then get them to pucker up one at a time, and then put it on their lips like this, and then make the machine go up slowly, depending on how many girls you want to do. So you do the first one about 3, which is kind of about an average, give them a big clap, go and sit down again, and it's very funny. And then the next one might get a few more, a few less, make it up as you go along. One might get none, give the machine a bash, and suddenly it starts to move. And the last one, and get them, and every time they do it, they then go and sit down each time. And then the last one, as they come and stand at the front, he comes right into the middle, and this one, it just keeps going all the way up to 10, machine shakes, and that's when I make it explode. Rather than doing the boys versus girls shout off, he explodes it because he's kissed so many girls. Or you can do you can give him 10, and then you can do the boys versus girls shout off if you prefer. So that's how I finish the meter trick. So some of the other tricks that you might have now in your repertoire are the water trick. Make sure you do that because that's a great trick for that kind of age group. And then the sun trick. Try and do the sun trick as well. I know you're having trouble with your thumb, but try and do that. Do the sun trick before the water trick. Not sure quite why. So your show might look something like this. It might be bash Mr. Marvel on the head, learn some Simpsons questions, make it all Simpsons if you want to, if you know anything about Simpsons. It makes it quite easy. And then go into do bash, then the meter, with the kissometer at the end. You may or may not want to do Rocky, depending on whether you think you can get away with it. Then go into something like the sun trick, and then do the water trick, and then depending on what kind of crowd you've got, you might want to do the washing machine. If you've got a couple of younger ones, then let them do the washing machine. If it's a birthday boy, I'm not sure if it's a birthday boy or a birthday girl. If it's a birthday boy and he's 8, get him to do the water trick. If it's an 8-year-old girl, get her to do the washing machine. If it's a birthday girl, get her to do the washing machine. So the rabbit's obviously a bit of a must. And then you can do a balloon modelling competition. So blow some balloons up before you start, put them around the back of your Punch and Judy booth, and get them to, you can each give them a balloon and get them to try and blow it up, because it's quite funny watching them try, they can't. And then say, don't worry, here are 3 I prepared earlier, and get them to give 30 seconds to try and make a dog that you've already made and shown them, or something like that. And that's quite good fun as well, give that a go. And then when it comes to the disco, you can do lots of the usual stuff. Again, play some chart stuff. They'll love the chart stuff, not a problem at all. And then play the usual games. You can do boys versus girls musical bumps. I don't know if you've done that before. Play the first to get to 5, that kind of idea. And you can also do chubby bunnies, which is a game. They all sit down. You could probably do it after the TV quiz or something like that. So after they all sit down for the TV quiz, do chubby bunnies. Now chubby bunnies goes like this. With chubby bunnies, you need to make sure you're using your microphone. And I stand this side, I'm not sure quite why. And I had the 3 children stood in a row. Again, 3 random children, doesn't matter who you pick, maybe the birthday child. And you're now going to play a game called Chubby Bunnies. you need to have bought marshmallows before you arrived at the party. I'd buy 2 packs. So don't buy the Haribo ones because they're too big and they don't work. Make sure you buy standard marshmallows. I think they're called Princes in some shops, and places like Asda and Tesco, people do their own. But the ones to get are Princes. They're the smaller ones, not tiny ones, but just normal size marshmallows. But definitely not Haribo because they are far too big. So you get them in a row, and you say we're going to play a game called Chubby Bunnies. All you have to do is say the word Chubby Bunnies, and you pass the microphone along the line. Don't actually give it to them, hold it in front of them, say Chubby Bunnies, and Chubby Bunnies, like that. And then you say, right, now we're going to play Chubby Bunnies. So you put marshmallow, give them 1 marshmallow, and you need to say to them, you can't eat it, you can't chew it, and you can't swallow it. So pop it into your mouth, and then it goes, and then it's Chubby Bunnies. So go down the line, Chubby Bunnies, Chubby Bunnies, Chubby Bunnies. Okay? And then do 2, and then just keep going. Keep it quite fast paced, otherwise it gets quite boring. And the more they get in there, the funnier it is. And each time they have to say the word Chubby Bunnies, and get the audience to cheer every time they manage to say Chubby Bunnies, makes it a bit more exciting as well. And then when they get to this where they can't do it anymore, then they become out. They run to the bathroom, basically throw up their marshmallows, and then you're left with the winner at the end is the one who's is standing there with a mouthful of marshmallows. And as a prize, just give them the rest of the packet of marshmallows, and that's quite funny. Okay.